first of all, something that's really important to note is the let's see. Okay, I think we're good now. Yep. Okay. So the first thing to note is the no worries. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. You guys don't have to apologize. Like, first and foremost, I need to let you guys know you do not need to apologize. You are completely fine. Um, so there's that. But so one of the first things that I did is I looked for a thank you so much Dragon Lover 25800 for the follow. You are my little pog champ. It's wonderful to see you. And yeah, to everyone who's coming in and leaving, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. It genuinely means the world. And thank you for helping me get to 666. That FNAF video will be uploaded very soon. Okay. Now that we are completely set up. So the very first thing that I did with this is I found a repetitive melody. So something that, like, if you can hear, it started off with the piano, so it's just the doodle 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 doodle, like the arpeggio down. So yeah, like the very first thing that I ever did with this is I found the arpeggio.
Peace in its
And you can hear the dichotomy of like the fast like bup 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 with the melody, which is bum 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 bum. It's a difference between the quickness of the melody, like the hurriedness of the melody, and or the hurriedness of the melody of the piano versus the words that are being said, the actual words that are being said, which I think really says a lot to about Wilbur's psyche at the time, um, where his mind is very rushed. We need to get things done. We need to keep going. Who he presents himself as is a very like a very slow, methodical, kind of thoughtful guy. But it's very obviously dichotomized by his rushing mind to get things done, and like the things that are just at this point culminating in his mind into this failure for election and subsequently his villain arc.
patrons a sorry display. They'll succumb to the chaos when it comes rapture's day. Pay and nimble to move with no ease.
Okay. Unrelated, I hate the way that I say petty in here. I go pay. I did not enunciate petty at all, and that drives me crazy.
And nimble to move with no ease. The naive is a curse and a sorry disease. Power is gained by the sword.
So, power is gained by the sword and the shield. Actually, I think it's incredible that this is what is said, because if you look in my other uh if you look at my nope, that's not what I meant to do. Where is it? My Erit song, I have a line. Um, let's see. Yep, power is not held in the hands of respect. The axe and the shield hold the key. Which is funny because this is a direct quote from Dream. Power is not held in the hands of respect. The axe and the shield hold the key. Um, and Wilbur says power is gained by sword and shield, which is very funny because Dream has the emphasis on axe, which is a very forward and heavy hitting kind of move. Like, you have to use a lot of power to like get with the axe, but with the sword, it is much more fluent. Hello, Spazox. It's wonderful to see you. I'm dissecting my new song. Axes also disable shields, which is incredible. Um, yeah, but I think it's really interesting how Wilbur said like power is gained by sword and shield, but this is power is not held in the hands of respect. The axe and the shield hold the key. I think it's funny.
And the shield of metal, of brawn, and the weapons we wield. Talking does nothing, a sorry facade. and it doesn't help gods.
I do not think that Wilbur had a god complex. I think that Dream definitely has a god complex, but I do not think that Wilbur has a god complex. However, I do think that if not a god complex, character quack. I should say this is all the characters. I'm not talking about the actual content creators in themselves. I should say that. But I do think that character Quackity has a bit of a power complex, if not a god complex. Yeah, he's got a villain complex, which is very it's interesting because it's more it's more self-defeating. It defeats in of itself. So
I put on the mask of a man who
Mask,
is weak.
Dream.
My mind is active, but body is meek.
We do not see Wilbur ever being a fighting guy, which is interesting because he was the one that said that power is gained by like swords, shields, metal. Um uh yeah. He doesn't even wear armor, exactly. So I think it's interesting that he says that because he's known to be very weak. He's a lot of his draw is his charisma. So
I know of the song that my ancestors sang. Their voices were strong as their pleading rang. Free them, save us, free us from our oppression. Free them,
keep this in mind because raise is spelled like this at the beginning.
raise us from the tyrants that steal
I think the tyrants that steal our possessions being the inside of the community home is very good.
our possessions. Let us go now to the void where men go to wait. Sing our woe now as we rattle our chain at the gate. When I look at the man who stands before me, I used to be you before I knew I was free.
Okay. First of all, I think that me having them stand in front of each other with that is very good. I think that in a lot of ways, Quackity has misinterpreted the things that Wilbur has said. Character Quackity, obviously character Wilbur. But I think in a lot of ways he was genuine with what he was saying. And I think that in trying not to become like Wilbur, it's one of those classic like you have come the thing that you seek to destroy kind of things. Um, so yeah, I think that's interesting. Also, the idea of being free uh in quotation marks because in him feeling like he is free, he's actually more captive. Like in him feeling that he's free, he asked Dream to become his vassal, that kind of thing. So I think that's interesting.
Free, peaceful and humble, your mind is a fraud. Your body's enraptured with falsified gods.
This is an interesting line because I have used this line in a song before. I think I'm gonna have to go into my channel and like do it, but it's a song called Vent. Let me see. Can I? Let's see. So let's see. Yeah, look in the mirror and what do you see? No faces, no colored eyes looking at me. Feeling so fake, my mind calls me a fraud. My body's enraptured with falsified gods. And this one is a personal one. It's a vent song by me, um, like about me. So that's just an interesting thing. I decided that I was gonna sprinkle a little bit of myself into the song too. So.
Listen to me and I'll tell you what's real. For a moment in time, I'll say what I feel. Bloodshed makes nations all drawn with a sword. If you find it in kindness, you'll get no reward. You'll see
changes. The melody changes. So it goes from the this is the bridge. So in a little bit of a change in the last two chords for the arpeggio. So we go from bum ba dum bum 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 to bum 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 bum, and it's whenever he becomes a little bit more genuine, you see that everything about him starts to change, from his from the way that he phrases things, the way that he becomes more methodical, that the tone starts to get a little bit more dark. He's addressing Quackity directly in this.
Know that you're
It's also
wrong.
deeper.
I understand. I've been you all along. Soon you will know how crushing it can be. The trappings of peace, they were not meant to be.
One of my favorite parts in this. So, audio and visual. So if you look at each person who's saluting, you'll see that they will salute on the beat of each like on each beat. So you've got
It can
bum
be
bum
the
bum
trappings
bum
of
bum.
peace.
I'm very proud of it. And also, if you listen to "They Were Not Meant to Be," you can hear a little bit of the Manberg anthem. So
They were not meant to be.
and I also use trumpets because in my Nikki song, I used during the "We're Not Meant to Be," I used trumpet as well. Let me see if I can find it. Um,
I've known the embrace of love. A symphony now, hear my song. If it's true that hell hath
so like
known your
I use like the "It's My Symphony Now."
and a woman scorned.
Yeah.
You were right. It was never meant to be.
But like my symphony now, hear my song, I use the trumpet. So the trumpets really like show like the height of the song, I think. I've been wondering, I've been you all what is I've been you all along. Basically just him basically saying like um I know who you are because I've been you, but not in a literal sense. Like I've been in your position. Like we are the same person because I know what it's like. That kind of thing.
So put on the mask
Mask.
of a man who is kind. I've done much the same, and you'll see what I find. I know of the song that our future will sing. Their voices will drown you
Drown you, I whisper.
as you hear them ring. Free them, save us, free us from our oppression. Free.
This is raise. So raise is spelled different here as it is for the first. So you've got raise, which is to lift or move to a higher position or a level. And then you've got raise, like this, and that means completely destroy. So at this point, Wilbur has convinced himself that everyone wants to be destroyed. Like the Manberg wants to be destroyed. It needs to be destroyed. So at first, it's free them, raise us, like lift us higher, and now it's free them, destroy us, like free them by destroying us. So he's convinced himself at this point. Yeah, yeah. So I think that's one of my most clever parts of wordplay in this. I also think that adding Tommy with "free us from our oppression" is just hurtful in a way. So
Free them, raise us from the tyrants that steal our possessions. Let us.
so you've got let us, then let us. So at this point in my mind, and the reason why I'm showing Quackity is that Quackity is starting to join in on the duet. So it is not just a solo now. It's not just solo with the voices of the damned in the background. Quackity is also joined it at this point.
Let us go now to
Repeating also as if repeating what he's saying to internalize it.
the void where men go to wait. Sing our woe now as we rattle our chain at the gate.
Glitch. There's a glitch on Lemannberg leading to the prison. Um and like showing where you were and where you are now. I think it's also like the last thing being plucked, sort of like handing it off to Quackity. Like the symphony isn't completed. You've just got a little bit of the full story. Like you've just got like the basis of it. Like because Quackity heard the thing that happened with Wilbur and said, "Oh, that means I have to maim and torture and injure." But like there was a whole other part that he didn't end up internalizing, which I think is very interesting. But yeah, that's the story, Morning Glory. um I'm quite proud of uh the effort that was put towards it, and I'm glad that I finally had an opportunity to like sit down and help you guys. But